own space. You know, not everybody can work in government, but in the private sector, we need to be able to thrive there as well. And the first thing, government has a responsibility to stop the drugs from coming in Liberia. We do not produce drugs in this country. We do not grow it here. Or it's coming from somewhere. So government needs to, the security apparatus need to work and ensure that it stops coming. Now, for those persons who already have been strong on drugs, we need to find rehabilitation opportunities for them. And when they come out, we need to have them become gainfully employed. I think those things will help us. I hope that Liberians all over realize that today is the day of coming together, and that nation building is not left for government alone. If there's one message you get from what I said today, is that nation building requires all of us. You know, like I said, from Zwedru to Vonjima, from Sony Wen to Slip, all of us should take responsibility for renewing our beloved country. Take the president.
From the people of Sierra Leone, your neighbors. Your king and steadfast companion in struggle and in triumph. First and foremost, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for the honor extended to the Republic of Sierra Leone on this very significant occasion. To be recognized by the government and people of Liberia, not only for our contribution through ECOWAS, but for the enduring spirit of solidarity that guided us through Liberia's most difficult years. This is deeply meaningful, a deeply meaningful gesture. It is a tribute to all Sierra Leonean men and women in uniform, out of uniform, who answer the call of duty in the name of peace and democratic stability. We receive this honor with great humility, with pride, and with a renewed commitment to the ideals of regional unity, democratic stability, and the shared peace that binds us together. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you all not only as a head of state, but as a friend and brother, as your great nation marks 178 years of independence. Yes, 178 years of resilience, of striving.
Not justice, and every voice lost me a system that protects perpetrators and punishes the brave. We will not wait for another case to go viral. We will not wait for justice to come to us. We say to you, ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished revolutionary ideologues of the Revolutionary Avant-Garde Progressist Alliance of the University of Liberia. So, in conclusion, we say long live the Revolutionary Avant-Garde Progressist Alliance, long live. Long live. Long live the Republic, long live. Long live. Long live the impoverished masses of our people, long live. Day of July 18, 2025, amendment of the all-powerful chairperson of the Revolutionary Avant-Garde Progressist Alliance of the University of Liberia. So, signed former Commissar Secretary General Toga Harris-Williams, approved by the all-powerful chairperson of the Revolutionary Avant-Garde Progressive Alliance of the University of Liberia, in person of Justin W. Jalaba Jr.
Manda, Betu, Manda, Betu, Manda, Betu, Manda, Betu.
Allow me to pause and offer our collective heartfelt congratulations to you, Mr. President, on Liberia's historic election to the United Nations Security Council. This, indeed, is a profound testament to your steady leadership and your unwavering commitment to positioning Liberia as a responsible
and respected voice on the global stage. Thank you, Mr. President, for restoring Liberia's place among the community of nations. Permit me also to commend you on the strides made in fulfilling the promises outlined in your arrest agenda for national development. From agriculture to roads, the rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism, your government has begun to lay a foundation for national transformation. While much remains to be done, progress is being made, and for that, we are grateful. In just a few short months, your government has shown that integrity and public service are not relics of the past, but vital tools for national transformation. Permit me to highlight just a few of these areas. On anti-corruption and governance, just yesterday, the signing MOU between the Financial Intelligence Agency and the Anti-Corruption Commission is an indication that you are taking the fight against our #1 enemy, corruption, seriously. On infrastructure development, driving from Monrovia to Zwedru, I have witnessed firsthand a renewed momentum in road rehabilitation, reminding us that inclusion must begin with access. In addition, the performance of the Liberian Electricity Corporation within the last few months signifies to me that with proper leadership, change is possible. On education, increased budget allocations, teacher training programs, the distribution of learning materials to underserved communities, and new investment in childhood education all speak to a government reclaiming education as a national priority. On health and social services, we see growing access to rural clinics, partnerships with international donors, and stronger support for healthcare workers. The emphasis on maternal health is especially commendable because it relates to saving lives. On agriculture rehabilitation, by elevating food security and empowering local farmers, your administration
of rebirth, more than a historical milestone, a testament to the strength of the people who have endured much, yet never lost faith in their ability to rise again and again. For me, this is not merely a diplomatic courtesy, it is also a personal homecoming, as has already been said. You have to call me a peace enforcer, as Dr. Abbas Nur and others later corrected themselves. I did walk the streets of White Plains, Ghana's V, Monrovia, Freeport, and many other places I will not name here. Especially at night. This was as part of the ECOMOG contingent, and these were profoundly difficult moments. I looked into the eyes of people burdened by war, yet still searching for hope. Liberians. I remember those days with solemn clarity, when the war and the air was heavy and the nights were uncertain. I could sense endurance of a nation. Even in despair, ladies and gentlemen, Liberia carried with her a quiet dignity and a deep yearning to be whole again. Each time I return to Liberia, I see a people who refuse to be broken, a nation that has turned its scars into symbols of strength. My journey into Monrovia today was by road. That is as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And for me, that is more than a matter of protocol. It was an emotional reminder of an earlier journey I made to this very country when I was a young officer in my late 20s. One I made as an officer of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Then, I did not have a role to come in. Dr. Abbas Bundu and others sent us by sea. And we were greeted by bullets and welcomed by bullets. I did not have a flag of state, but I had a solemn duty of peace in this country. I must say the roads were different, the times uncertain, but the mission to help restore hope and dignity was one I embraced with conviction. To return now in peace and as a guest of a sovereign and democratic Liberia is a deeply personal and humbling experience for me. It affirms how far we have come as a people, as individuals, as nations, as a region united by history, sacrifice, and shared aspirations. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who have worn military uniforms to safeguard the sovereignty of our nation, and for those who have sent their sons and daughters to do the same, peace is never an abstract idea. Peace is a duty we must live, a dream we must protect, a promise we must defend with everything that we have. And by the way, peace is not simply the absence of conflict, it is also the presence of dignity. It is what allows our children to go to school and
He said to ask me. So I hope I did justice to the theme and to the occasion. The government really needs to look at how we can advance the whole idea of reconciliation. And for me, it starts with economic justice. I think we need to look at the salary disparity in this country and try to do a better job of harmonization, but at the same time give opportunities to young people, to farmers, to market women, so that they can thrive in their own space. You know, not everybody can work in government, but in the private sector, we need to be able to thrive there as well. Obviously, first, the government has a responsibility to stop the drugs from coming in Liberia. We do not produce drugs in this country. We do not grow it here. It's coming from somewhere. So the government needs to, the security apparatus need to work and ensure that it stops coming. Now, for those persons who already have been strong on drugs, we need to find rehabilitation opportunities for them. And when they come out, we need to have them become gainfully employed. I think those things will help. I hope that
Stay on the side. We can go and beat somebody. It could be your wife today. It could be your wife tomorrow. It could be your sister. You understand? Nobody is your friend. Every boss will need power medicine.
But do you think there is a right way to handle your issues?
Why am I jumping somebody with the peanut? For no reason. For what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And if you're not attacking Muslim in bro, you're attacking the whole Muslim around the world.
All right, thank you very much. Your name again?
I couldn't want to talk. My name is Mustafa.
Okay, Mustafa what?
Yes.
Mustafa what?
And views. But we'd like to say to all of you, this is your breakfast info compounding program. The morning rider certainly takes you on trending issues in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. But it's a pleasure having you again, joining us. You following us on Kool 91.9, Kool Radio Online, Kool YouTube channel too, as well as Kool Facebook page, and all of the outlets where we walk the walk and talk the talk, and help to shift the paradigm of our democracy. This is the program that brings you all of the information at your doorsteps, your offices, your sick bed, in your vehicles, on the motorbikes, in the keke, and whatever you are, at your business centers, in your offices, your home, your dinner, supper, lunch, breakfast, table across the world. For Liberia, we say welcome to this edition of the Morning Rider. Promises to be great, stimulated as we discuss critical national and global issues as usual. So folks, welcome, follow us, share, watch, leave your comment. This is your program, the authoritative voice of truth in Liberia. Well, critical discussion, analysis are made. Opinions and views are well respected, but what supersedes at the end of the day has to do with facts. Welcome. And as you following us as well this morning on Kool 91.9, we got a Kool Catch along with Radio Entertainment Liberia. You can win fabulous prizes. Just keep following us. You play, just go to, you can dial star 799 star 11 heart, and you go straight to Kool, and you can play, $100 Liberian dollar or 70 cents United States dollar. You play, you have the chance to win 4,000. Some of you might just walk away who've been playing, have not been able to chance to win as well. You can also play while the show is on. We entertain you. You want to buy your data and other things. There are a lot of prizes. People will be winning motorbikes, cell phone, boat bags, and other things. School about to open. All of these things going to be great for you. But so for the short code, you just go and dial star 799 heart, and straight you have the option 11. You go there. You will certainly have we entertain you. Radio Entertainment Liberia Kool Cash giveaway count colors. We here again this morning. So just keep playing, and we will have a draw, and you could just be one of the lucky winners. But take this break to be right back again this morning. You listen to the Minister of Finance talk about the issue of what we've been talking, or the compact. He's giving all of the breakdown that people do not think that we got the money right now. So to try to make some clarity, I want you to listen to this, and we'll come back and talk about it, and talk about some sort of But at 9 o'clock this morning, and the Chief Executive Officer of Bokonjila Group of Companies, Elton Jones, will be here this morning with us and to share breakfast. There are a lot of things we're going to be talking about. And it's going to be breaking news on some officials of government who are hugely indebted to a Liberian company trying to break it down. But we're going to look at all of these things and what kind of services they're going to be offering. And they offer him as, I would say.
The country has also been on the status of Liberia's engagement with the MCC, and that to inform the Liberian people that this engagement with the MCC is for Liberia. And so I've often said that in development, let us unite. You all know that in December 2023, when President Walker was elected president, in December before inauguration, he paid a visit to the United States and had some engagements with critical movers and shakers in the American government and development financial institutions, including the IMF. One of the places he stopped was at the MCC, meeting the then CEO and head of the MCC, Albright. In December 2023, he updated the MCC's team on his vision for the country and that solicited their strong partnership. President Boyka left a very good impression on the team. And when we came in as heads of the fiscal management team, beginning with my predecessor, Honorable Boyma Kamara, and the team, most of them were still here. I came in September, and we went to the IMF World Bank annual meetings. The top most on our agenda was engagement with the MCC. We have been engaging, we have an office here that works on MCC matters, everything, all our technicians and the technical people, led by Deputy Minister Debu Wazwo. So we have constant engagement, technically. But at the principles level, we must engage and make the right impression and answer the right questions. And so we had a very successful meeting with the entire MCC team in October 2024, and that they were impressed, and from that engagement we were assured that Liberia's eligibility will be confirmed by the MCC board. We did not stop there. We had engagements at the State Department. We also had engagement with the U.S. Treasury there. The President continued to diplomatically engage with critical leaders in the U.S. government. So this effort, informed also by the scorecard, it is good that the country has also been on a path of passing the indicators. That was critical. We inherited some passes. That was critical. We want to thank all and sundry, present and past, who did their part, you know, because we came in, we didn't meet it at ground zero. There were some efforts done, we acknowledge that. Our job was to clinch it, and to use football parlance, to score the goal, to hit target. And the President led the process, and we hit target. Liberia was qualified, was elected by the MCC board in December for eligibility for a second compact. You know that the MCC compact, the first compact of 257 million grant, helped us to rehabilitate the hydroelectric facility that have been damaged, is one of the casualties of our war. Now we are producing some electricity. Yes, all our problem in power has not been solved or have not been solved, but we have some light getting. And the hydroelectric facility is one of the main sources. And it also helped us with water and sanitation in some areas. But the main focus of the MCC support was the rehabilitation of my coffee. It is there today. And so Liberians have a phone attached to MCC. No wonder why when they heard about the Liberia passing for the second compact, people were jubilant. People were generally jubilant. Although I cannot say that everyone was jubilant. I don't have control over that. But Liberians generally were jubilant. And so we began the process. This January, an MCC team visited Liberia, right in this conference room with the ambassador, because we were beginning the process in earnest. And the process entails hiring a new team for the MCC office, a national coordinator, and senior economists in a few positions, including a private sector specialist, environmental specialist, gender specialist, and a few other specialists. And those jobs were meant for Liberians. We put out the ad for the first two jobs, the national coordinator and the senior economist. And we had a process that involved other ministries, other institutions, and the transparency entities were part of the process, GAC and others, to ensure that the recruitment was transparent, so that we get the best of the best, the cream of the cream of Liberia in this process. And I'm told that just for two positions, we have 170 applications from Liberians, from all across. And I learned all of them for their interest. And I saw some of the CVs. Very impressed with Liberians. Since that time, we haven't been able to answer their questions, because there was a transition in the US government, and things were put on pause for review. Although this is interpreted the pause as stop. You know, there are three main buttons on some of us who come from the old school. Get a pause, the play, and the stop. Old cassette, right? I don't see them now. No, they don't. So, pause was interpreted as stop, but it was actually pause because it was under review by the U.S. government under the State Department, headed by Secretary of State Rubio. We've been engaging as a government with the MCC, the new team. There's a new team, new government, new team. One of the outcomes or the intentions of President Buckey's visit to the U.S. was not just to go to the White House, was to engage the entire U.S. system. And so we were on the team, and we were deployed in multiple dimensions. The security folks were engaging on the security level. The diplomatic folks, my colleague, the foreign minister, was engaging, and I was engaging on the economic level. And so it was, action-packed engagement all across. President Buckeye, you all followed the engagement at the White House, and I don't want to belabor that. Liberia is on the map. Good impressions came out, and the president was not just speaking good English in Washington. He was making good moves. So we were deployed at the MCC. I led the team that went and engaged the new team, led by Mr. Suhan Das Gupta, and the entire team, and we briefed the team on where we are. They were interested in a lot of things, asked a whole lot of questions, and we gave them comfortable answers. And that they promised that we would escalate their impressions to Secretary Rubio, and that we hear from them. As you know, we also on some engagement, even after the president's engagement, back to the White House, coordinated by head of President Trump's fifth office, Madam Paula White. I was at the White House, I think 2 days after the president's visit, because we are trying on on the aid side, it's not the MCC side, to establish certain things, especially for education and health. The Faith Office is making some push for Liberia. We met Mr. Donaldson, who coordinates the office. I've accordingly put them in touch with the Minister of Education and the Minister of Health, talking about programs on the youth aid that were caught with the hope of establishing something for those two critical sectors. And my colleagues are working tooth and nail. When things reach a point of fruition, I think the press will be accordingly briefed. So this process has been on review, and that on, I think Friday or so, this week or last week, we received a formal letter from Mrs. Alicia Robinson Morgan, whom we met before when we met the MCC. She is the Deputy Vice President for Compact Operations, informing us that the MCC board, that the MCC has proposed Liberia for reaffirmation, and that the board is meeting early next week, sometime next week, to consider and possibly do the reaffirmation. So where we are, given all the indicators, we are hopeful that our country, your country, Steve Masters' country, Kevin Deming's country, Leonard Hudo's country will be approved for reaffirmation. What does that mean? It means that where we were in the process, when the pause button was pressed, it means that the play button will be pressed. So where we were, we'll continue from there. And let me explain where we were. When you are declared eligible for compact development, what happens is that it's a process. It's a process where the country works with the MCC to develop a compact proposal. In that process, there is something that is called a growth constraints analysis. With the MCC team that you will hire in conjunction with them, we come up with an analysis on the key impediments to growth or development in a country. Because MCC money should be focused, it is catalytic. So, you know, in the past, there was a constraints analysis done for the first compact. At the time, it was deemed the constraints were lack of power, I think lack of rules, and access to finance. So you saw that the NCC focused most of this funding to power. Well, a new constraints analysis, we've done the National Development Plan, we've identified where we are generally. You know the National Development Plan costs $8.34 billion. Whatever resource we get from the MCC will not be $8.34 billion. The MCC will give us some money, and it is after that process, the growth constraints analysis, projects will be identified in the key sectors, costed, and then the costing of all those projects will determine the specific amount. We are hopeful that the amount will be very significant. You know, so we don't want to nickel and dime on amounts now. It could be, I see people floating figures. It could be below the figures they are floating. It could be higher than the figure they are floating out there. So at this point, there is not an amount. The good relations we have, the good signals this government working with all of you, we are putting out there as a country, is keeping us on track, and we're very hopeful. When Liberia's case was brought before the MCC board last year, in December, it was not only that we were approved, but we were unanimously approved. Not one board member raised any issue. So Liberia has friends across the entire US spectrum. And so the outgoing ambassador, is also very upbeat. Ambassador Turner, he sent me an email, very upbeat, that he's very happy that as he transitions, MCC is still alive. And so next week, hopefully we'll be able to give you details. But there's where we are. There's where we are. Let's look to next week to get the formal board approval. But all indicators are positive for your country. So that's the briefing I wanted to give you, and give you the opportunity to ask one or two specific questions related to the MCC. Thank you.
At this time, we're not saying what to Madam Christian Kool, who will not regulate the questions that is up to you.
Thank you members of the press for coming this afternoon. We will take 2 questions. If you have any questions, we will just raise your hand. You call your institution and you can institution and you answer. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Fafit from CRBC. Minister, thank you very much. I just want to know if the compact has been developed, and if so, we are waiting to post approval before any amount is announced.
Well, let me explain this process. It is process leading engagement. One, you are declared eligible for the development of a compact. The development of a compact comes with you doing a constraints analysis. It was done before, maybe 2012, 2013. Currently, where we are as a country, the MCC will want to know, will do another constraints analysis. Currently, what are the constraints to growth? There are reports out there. Those reports will help the MCC. The process may not take that long. And then the areas identified, the MCC will direct, its money to helping us to tackle and address those constraints. So then those projects will be prepared. And then the costing, the total cost of those projects will be put together in a compact agreement that will then sign. I, as Minister of Finance, will sign with the MCC to say it's an MCC compact agreement. At this point, we are not at this point of a compact agreement. We are at the point at the initial stages of developing the compact proposal. Well, it starts with the constraints analysis. We're hiring a senior economist, a national coordinator, and all those people, they were to help, but they are to help in that process. Let me say that Liberia's engagement or Liberia's respect at the level of the MCC is significant. In the email to me, the Deputy Vice President, Madam Robinson Morgan, said, and I will quote, she said, "I would like to thank you for your engagement and your collaboration. Please know that the MCC has the greatest respect for your government as a partner and have greatly appreciated the opportunity to work together towards a common objective." So we're working towards a common objective. From all indications, we are on track. We are hopeful that the board will green light the play button on our MCC engagement, and then we go into recruiting the manpower quickly, doing the constraints analysis quickly, so that the projects can be identified. You know, it will take some time, maybe more than a year or so. You know, and then we go and sign an agreement. Let me give this information. People are comparing with Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone won its second compact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2020 or 2021. Second compact. Liberia won its second compact December 2024. In September 2024, my colleague, the Minister of Finance of Sierra Leone, Fanta Mamadi Bangura, signed with the MCC a 480 million compact agreement, September 2024. So Sierra Leone has been way ahead of us, way ahead of us. So now, in the concept of the play button, if someone is ahead of you, and then the press play, the person will be ahead of you, because the press pause. Everybody, you know, remember that thing in the past where they say stick, and then we wait. Play. So everyone is ahead. So they're ahead because they were ahead before. Yeah, play. So, and if there was one or two, I think a country was even in implementation already with their projects. Everything paused. So they were ahead, they are ahead. So we are behind in the process. And that we will hope and will work to ensure that the development process will be expedited. But all indicators are good. We're continuing to make good results, good indicators on all the scorecards. And this is all government approach, led by the president, assisted by the vice president. We coordinate with the other ministries. The scorecards are not just the responsibility of the Ministry of Finance. There are issues that relate to gender, education, health. So it's, you know, and even civil society. What we do as a country, you know, is important. And let me say this: we can haggle, we can argue based on the kind of stripes we wear, political, tribal, religious, and everything. When it comes to development, let's unite. Because the electricity that the MCC first compact is giving, no government has asked for political party ID card to give the line. No government. The roads that are being built, no government has asked for political party ID card, tribal ID card, religious ID card, as to who will get on the road. Let's unite. We're all in this together. I wish that we can all wish our country well. Although I have no control as to whether everyone will wish the country well. But from where I sit and from what I sense, Liberia will win. And so let's keep engaging, and we value the work of you all members of the press. We're all in this together.
Mr. Minister, I just want to know in the constraint analysis, who does that? The Liberian team or the MCC team? How is it going to work?
Okay.
I heard you in the first compact, resources that were provided by the MCC.
Our trade is to trade. Our democracy. Very warm greetings from the people of Sierra Leone, your neighbors. Your king and steadfast companion in struggle and in triumph. First and foremost, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for the honor extended to the Republic of Sierra Leone on this very significant occasion. So to be recognized by the government and people of Liberia, not only for our contribution through ECOWAS, but for the enduring spirit of solidarity that guided us through Liberia's most difficult years. This is deeply meaningful, a deeply meaningful gesture. It is a tribute to all Sierra Leonean men and women in uniform, out of uniform, who answer the call of duty in the name of peace and democratic stability. We receive this honor with great humility, with pride, and with a renewed commitment to the ideals of regional unity, democratic stability, and the shared peace that binds us together. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you all not only as a head of state, but as a friend and brother, as your great nation marks 178 years of independence. Yes, 178 years of resilience, of striving, of rebirth. More than a historical milestone, a testament to the strength of the people who have endured much, yet never lost faith in their ability to rise again and again. For me, this is not merely a diplomatic courtesy, it is also a personal homecoming, as has already been said. You have to call me a peace enforcer, as Dr. Abbas Guru and others later corrected themselves. I did walk the streets of White Plains, Ghana's Beach, Monrovia Freeport, and many other places I will not name here. Especially at night. This was as part of the ECOWAS contingent, and these were profoundly difficult moments. I looked into the eyes of people burdened by war, yet still searching for hope. Liberians. I remember those days with solemn clarity, when the war and the air was heavy and the nights were uncertain. I could sense endurance of a nation. Even in despair, ladies and gentlemen, Liberia carried with her a quiet dignity and a deep yearning to be whole again.
This availability and affordability of electricity. If we were to do the second analysis, the strict analysis, what would that be the price?
All right. So there's it, folks. We are still here we are still here on Center and Carey Street. We are at Center and Carey Street, where we have stores of Fula community, most of whom are okay. So we have mixture. We have the mixture of Fula and that of a Muslim community who are out here in solidarity of their King's Lady, who according to them was brutalized by officers of the Liberian National Police. So there is it, folks. We have numerous
benefit.
As a matter of fact, if you are just joining us, this Kool Online TV, and we have
who are serving in whatever capacity now start to say yes. We need to do this. We need to get these things done. So as the show, we can the food carts give it away. We will entertain the rear. We get it on style. Serving learning style. And art. Shop up from there.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Kool Online TV.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us why are you here outside?
I'm outside because of our sisters being molested in hijab.
Okay.
Yes. That's what happened. That's why we are outside. We are seeking justice for our sisters Zina and the rest of the sisters that are in hijab in Nigeria. This is not the first time. They always do it. And these people would never mention the parents to go to the Christian door at the cathedral where the Christian sisters are wearing hijab to do that.
So the way you are
they cannot do that.
So the way you are doing it, is that the right way to proceed?
That's the right way to proceed. That's the only way. We'll drag the government to the feet in order to get a proper redress. If we don't have a proper redress, no donation, as we are saying it, you made it.
So now, that was a message to the LMP because you was earlier on at the Liberia National Police Headquarters. What was the message there?
We already told them that we need justice. They asked us that we should wait there 24 hours. We are waiting for that.
And what if your 24 hours, nothing is done within the 24 hours?
If we are not satisfied with the result from there in 24 hours, we will stay the street on the Thursday day, and the Thursday they will not be celebrated. We say that. The Muslim community. We made it.
Your name again?
We made it. My name is Gabriel Dora de Sumo.
Thank you very much. Just as a folks, we are here.
There are some things that will be on going to. Some of the big child fighting way down from Liberian institutions, and it will shock you some of the names who are usually indebted to such a company. So we will break the news here this morning. He will be here at 9 o'clock. So all of these things. So the president now said the president even spoke about the issue of building materials. Liberians want to build, want to get some things done, but they are not in the position to do it because building material prices are high. People are paying hugely. So at the end result, people cannot. So the president needs to know why these things are happening. So he asked the vice president of the ad hoc committee set up to look into this matter. And these are some of the things. He did not shy away. Admitting that the people suffering, things are high and costly, to realize that we say, yeah, thank you, Mr. President, but it must be fixed. Some of these things might not just be quick fix, but it must be fixed. There is no if and end about that. It must be fixed. We will have to make sure that these things are fixed. That Liberia gets better. And we all can enjoy our country. So you heard the minister there telling you exactly about this issue of the MCC, and we need to look at all of these things. And you know, the Minister of Finance was being very clear, and he thought to set the record for Liberians to get a clear understanding regarding Liberia standing with the Millennium Challenge Corporation that we call short MCC, and stating that the country has not, because you know sometimes some of the folks who work for government, you gotta be mindful, like we usually say over the period of time. You don't want to make impression on the people. But if you are trying to make impression on the people, these impressions should be actualized. These impressions should be real. Because some of the folks who are in government, you're very quick to write on the social media. You're very quick to have your own podcast. And at the end of the day, the government comes on a huge criticism from the very people who think that they want to benefit. Because if we're looking at our issue, we must have our targets, our priorities. What will we be looking at? 500 million. What are the areas that we think? Because we have to make sure we develop these things and present these things to our partners and say, look, if we're talking about roads, we're talking about energy, we're talking about health, education, infrastructure, all of these things. But when we start to run to the public in the name that you want to prove, you are not in competition with anybody. If you are in competition, it's to develop the lives of the people with the living standard of your neighboring country or in the sub-region. But you criticize people yesterday of earlier pronouncement that did not materialize, and you want to walk in the same footsteps of these people. So this is where we are. So the minister said, Minister Augustine P. Gafua, Minister of Finance, Development Planning, he said he wanted to set the record straight because there are rumors that are coming from officials or government or people in the private sector or whatsoever that Liberia have finally secured the 500 million grant. But he was then clear, and we need people honest. These are challenges. These are things that we should face. That the country has not yet secured a second compact. The last time we've seen this was under the regime of former President Ellen Johnson. So we've been fighting, but yeah, we're close to it, but we have not yet. There are a lot of criteria set for people to receive these things, for countries to receive these things. So it's and the information out there that the compact 500 million been approved, he said it's premature and misleading. Those are you from the Unity Party angle. And it's misleading. So you need to stop running with information that you want to make impact on, because sometimes these things put government under serious pressure, and people start to look around. Where's the 500 million? What happened when we see the 500 million? And one of the things that the Minister of Finance said, and we have stated it repeatedly, and I think they are listening to it, is having acknowledgement to effort made by previous government. He was being clear to state that the previous government made strides. They were able to make some gains in what we are about to achieve. It is not yet, but he alluded that the previous government did their part, and this government is now doing hers. So she's not off. So in politics, you have to be real at times, realistic and honest, and say some of the truth. Truth telling is good. Now he said we need to admit that the previous government did what she could. Because sometimes we just say, oh, they put it in there, they don't want to recognize the other government. But the minister, but this 500 million, not yet. So officials of government and people who support the Unity Party, you're lower your tune. You want to make impression. Sometimes you put more pressure on the president. You think you're making impression. Because when they put him around after a few months, they can see the project. They say, oh yeah, 500 million. Oh, but they brought 500 million to the country. 500 million disappear in thin air. And nobody can tell you exactly how 500 million got to the country. But because somebody who sits in a government position, or somebody who sits at the party level and well believe and follow, you just make some of these pronouncements in the open or on the social media, and people take it at the end of the day. The people say, oh, the people corrupt. God, you hear somebody tell you, say, 500 million in the country. Well, see, we did not see anything 500 million. Oh, sir, the minister arrived at special car, the president traveling on private jet. You know, you got the arm of the Ministry of Information. When these things are out, it will properly be put out to the public that we can hold some of these people accountable. So it was good because it has to do with money. And when it comes to the issue of finances, the Ministry of Finance will control these things. So like he said, when they went to the United States, it was not just there for the pageantry or just there, but the engagement. And that's what we said to the president. And I think some of the results are coming. Though we will not receive the pay for some of the recommendations are trying to work out gradually. But we told the president, Mr. President, when you try and reduce the number of people, carry people of significance and importance, carry people that are going to make impact, carry people that will be willing to engage the counterparts, not just to go watch the ceremony, take pictures. So if the finance minister is going there, the finance minister engage on the financial level with our partners. If our national security advisor or the inspector general of police or the armed forces chief of staff, you'll be engaging people on security matters. The education minister, agriculture minister will be going to the agricultural sector, the minister of education. These are the means. So the minister said, according to him, he said, this process has been under review. The people still reviewing it. And he said, I think Friday or so, or least last week, we received a formal letter from Mrs. Alicia Robertson Morgan, whom we met before when we met the MCC. She is the Deputy Vice President for Compact Operation, informing us that the MCC has proposed Liberia for reaffirmation and that the board is meeting sometime next week to consider and possibly do the reaffirmation. That's what the minister said. We have gotten communication. Some of you that in government, you start running, you're too fast. You destroy other government because the same thing. Like we said, Madam Sali were able to control the plenty talking on her regime. I was fairly to say, hey, we all apologize anybody. Former President Ellen Johnson, she was able to control her ministers. Talking loosely cost people their jobs and do and some other things. There was a time the former EPF boss, the late Othello Warwick, he said, you got your pen, we got our gun. The gun is mightier than the pen. And some media outlets decided not to carry anything from the executive mansion. And Mansari realized that he was told to apologize, to take back such. And that's how we decided to have the mega briefing, you know. You channel it through the Ministry of Information. You want to speak on any critical issue, you'll be invited. You address it from the ministry angle, not just to sit down and take podcasts because you got one social media handout, or you think you got your cell phone, or you just write anything or talk anything on behalf of government or any consultation. So today we're seeing some of these things happening now. That the government will want to relax, everybody just talking, everybody posting. So the Minister of Finance is saying, no, we have not gotten this money. We are in the process, and there are things that we will have to meet, and they are looking at this and reviewing it. So it's premature and misleading for people to come in the public to say yes. Because at the end of the day, if the people say no, you have not overall met the set criteria for receiving this 500 million, and you finish telling the poor, yeah, the money available, how do you go back to tell the people? So, to our officials of government, according to what he said, if approved, Liberia will resume the compact preparation process that has been paused. He said, where we are, given all indicators, we are hopeful that our country will be approved for reaffirmation. What that means, according to him, it means that where we were in the process, when the pause button was pressed, it means that the play button will be pressed and we start to play on. And this is where now we find ourselves. Good morning, Ambassador.
It's always a pleasure to say good morning and welcome to the program. You know, it's important that government make a lot of clarity on issues about this informations that are coming out, and this should be done through the relevant institution. And being accepted first, eligibility is an issue. So I hope the Liberians get to know this, because just not too long you will hear folks saying, okay, but then it's the inability of the government making it. They have reached this level. They have not accepted them for so long. They have not been streamed. Projects have not been on. And like the finance minister said, the screening process, the screening analysis of this entire compact have to identify projects. Projects have to be identified and money in terms of cost. But you can just say you are being accepted in the compact, then the project give you money. Then if you start strategizing where you pull the money, no. Even if he had done, he said something that if the compact has placed money into roads still challenge. Or challenging aspects still the roads. Why? They will have to now go there and to check and see where are the lapses. Energy and power. The electricity was being supported. Why this time? Why have we not sorted out this? Because we supported this aspect. And these are issues that go from back and forth, from past government to this government. And the Liberians also know this. It's important. Because when questions are being asked about past government, how they manage issues regarding to compact supported projects, and how does it manage now, you will hear a lot of noise again. So, like you said, it have to be observed back and forth to see what has happened.
Because we saw that from the previous government.
Yeah.
They made such an announcement. The former Minister of Finance,
Yeah.
was being very forceful. Now, yeah, like everybody started clapping at the end of the day. We did not meet all of the requirements.
Sure, and it also delayed us.
It also affected them in the election.
Sure.
So because when you say these things, especially when you sit in certain position and make certain pronouncement, people take it. Nobody wants to easily just go to see how best they want to authenticate, but rather they feel that certainly come from the president, come from this person who have a say in that direction, they take it. So when these things happen, they say, oh, yeah, fire me into the country where they go, hey, I the money. One of the final. Don't be too quick. You making impression on people that the impression you're making, they're not feeling the impact. You're saying something that should be real, but you want to say it based on political lines. And at the end of the day, you put the pressure that the 178 independent auditor, Dr. Emmett Dawn said, tomorrow is not promised.
No.
And this government is not guaranteed second term tomorrow. You must be able to clean the mess, correct all of the wrongs, the missteps, and get the thing done. What impression you want to make? You be running to the social media. You get the report. Oh, we're clear. But yet, it's the same. Today, the president set up a committee now to go and look at the living cost of the people, daily material, the cost of all of these things. Because somebody, when you go around the president, you don't say the truth to the president. Sometimes we, the ordinary people, when we sit with the president, our time, We can tell the president the very hard truth. Say, Mr. President, the people complaining.
Yeah.
But when you say that because you buy your U.S. passport rights and the kind of food you eat, the water you drink, not just from the riot, when you go sit with the president, you minister of commerce, you just think all the good picture. You minister of labor, you go, you tell the president how Liberians are giving jobs, the working things are fine. You go, inspector general of police, or minister of defense, or immigration, you tell the president security in tight. And you say it and feel comfortable and walk away. And when the president decided to make his background check and decided to just talk to the ordinary people, and ordinary people tell you, look, Mr. President, things are not as they
well.
yet. What impression you want to make? That you'll be posting, you'll be yelling to people, oh yeah, we already secure it already.
Yeah, the clarity is very much important.
Because the next thing you'll find, the people who support this government will be throwing talk at the previous government. You stand on there for 6 years, you never did it, less than 2 years. You see what the man has been able to achieve? No. And that's why the minister of finance was being honest and said, the previous government also made the stride in getting to where we are today and where we move.
You listen, one of the journalists there who asked a comparison question with Sierra Leone and Liberia, and why Sierra Leone would be on speed and Liberia still lacking behind. He provided clarity. And this celebration thing is more often is misconstrued, as a matter of fact. Let our leaders who are in the positions be very careful how they go about with issues. And I'll reiterate, like you mentioned earlier on, it puts pressure even on the very government you support. You say yes, some of that clarity, you go out with it, and Facebook posts and all that, and as making those posts, podcasts and all, others are taking it and making their own analysis of it. So, lovers of political institutions, be mindful. You are not the arm to provide these informations. Let it be the Ministry of Information, the Ministry of Information, the finance institution itself, finance ministry, and all those are the same line. But if you are just about making news or breaking news from the end, and this social media thing that let me just do it from my post to boost my post and all that with information, it's even putting a government harm way, because folks will be critiquing the government based upon those information that are out. So it's important. And Liberians should celebrate Liberia.
That's why the president of Sierra Leone said Liberians should differ and not destroy. They should have a disagreement on policies and ideas.
Yeah.
And do not destroy. I hope we took that into consideration. Because some of these utterances at times affect the country.
Sure.
You put the people all demanding you to give answer for 500 million, which is a lump sum money.
Sure.
Because some of the opposition people, they get there to capitalize on some of these things. They actually got nothing to offer. So the only thing they get within the year that somebody said this, and they can see it, so they put the people in the street to go and protest and say, wow, 500 million.
Yeah.
So the minister was being very quick and swift to come to say, look, no. The process has been reviewed. And he said there are 3 buttons that play, pause, and stop. So it's been paused. They're reviewing things that we should be able to handle, we should meet. So while you follow us, like we said, weigh yourself 4,000 Liberian dollar on a Tuesday, just play, Kool Cash giveaway, radio entertainment Liberia. You are setting with us this morning, play $100 to play just that star 799 star 11 heart, or you just do the short code and you will certainly be able to do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star.
I know some of you.
99 hash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would certainly have to do that. Okay, we will shut somebody, you know, I know some of you been playing, but keep playing, you know, shortly we'll do a job for somebody. But this is where we are, and this is how things are, and where we are getting as a nation, as a people. You support the government, be honest. Don't be overzealous to the extent that you put the government in harm's way against the people that the government leading. What you want to prove, you know, you are in the driving seat. You still want to compete with people who are in the opposition. And these were some of the factors that led to these people's defeat. The Liberians felt the lie, they stole. Some of the money that were pronounced, they did not get it, but the way they presented it to the public. So the people felt that the money was already available. And they could not see the impact of the money, so they said, oh yeah, so the people stole our money. So when you get in the same position and start to walk in the footsteps of things that you criticize, because these are some of the things that you sat on and propagated.
Yeah, you did
that made, you know, that you had the government removed democratically, and you come back to walk in the same footsteps. Because if the government be taking all of the time to do clarity and all of these things and getting the job done, you eating your time on yourself. You eating your time on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things that the minister said, bringing a lot of clarity on the president trip there to the United States. It wasn't just about going to meet President Trump, but there were a lot of other foot soldiers that went along with the president for good reasons.
Like we said before the president left, that look, you need to, we said, Mr. President, it's not just about taking all of these people with you.
Yeah.
It is time that people that will be meaningful on this issue of traveling with the president, that will make impact, because taxpayer money and the money being used to carry these people.
Yeah.
So you can't just go there.
Go for good reason.
Yeah, go for good reason.
Especially if you have the folks like the foreign minister, they'll be discussing foreign related issues of Liberia. How can the other issue be addressed? There were several Liberians, including other nations, set for deportation. How can this be handled? You listen to the minister, you were talking about the USAID project, how consolidation can be done around that.
While they were there talking, the Minister of Foreign Affairs or engaging a foreign counterpart, and you know, he was there looking at the economic side of Liberia, and the president on the other side doing the diplomatic. So that, let's see these things happening for our country.
Yeah.
You know?
And the president even met with the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State to boost economic and diplomatic ties. Were all important for Liberia, and it's important that those who go on trips, like we have seen some government time past, folks go there just for the pop and parking tray for the trip, and they are not having any major meetings, and all you see coming up is photos, handshaking and things. You don't see no substantive into the trip or discussions being made. So there were other and several other issues, and based upon the meeting, Minister Augustine Gafwan was able to inform Liberians as to how far.
Okay, let me talk to this person. I want to give somebody $1,000 this morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
You live on Kool FM.
You live on Kool FM this morning. Good morning, right? Yeah, it is a surprise. Do you play the radio routine like you? Do you play like you? So you play yesterday, but you have not been a winner yet, right?
Okay, folks.
You can give me the last video of your
from wherever you are joining us.
289. Okay. You just won for yourself $1,000 for playing. I know you've been playing. Now you started, but you're not being able to win. So you can have $1,000, and just make sure we'll call you back to confirm that you received it. Just click the follow again. You'll receive that, and we will have you. Thank you, and keep playing while you're listening to the program. So, you see, all of these things, so. Did you receive it? Okay. Thank you. Have yourself a good day. Here it is. This is where we are.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From wherever you are joining us, this is Kool Online TV. This is Kool Online TV. We are coming to you live from Central Monrovia, west coast of Disenchanted. Schools of Disenchanted Fula community are out. In solidarity. In solidarity of their kinswoman.
Shortly we will go to the line this morning to talk to you because
so this is it, folks, coming to you live from Central Monrovia. And as we speak, earlier on this morning, schools of Fula community, dominantly the females, women, were at the Liberia National Police Headquarters. They were at the Liberia National Police Headquarters this morning. In protestation of a lady who believed to have been on power theft and was quote-unquote dragged by officers of the Liberia National Police.
People hear something, say yeah. Nothing. Morning.
So this is it, folks.
Yeah, morning. How are you? This is my wisdom. This is Kool 91.9. This is the morning ride, and one of the persons. Have you been playing the radio entertainment Liberia? Have you won before? What is your name, sir? Mr. Morba. Okay. Mr. Morba will be trying and wanted to say to you this morning the world goes for $1,000 and go ahead, retire the female and continue to play. Enjoy yourself, my nigga. Okay, just stay on the line and receive it and confirm that you got it. You look at the message and tell us have you seen it? Okay, so don't think this is a scheme. It's good to you just enjoy yourself while you
It was reported earlier on.
Okay, folks, this is the morning ride, and this is what we do. We not just
that a lady believed to be of the Fula community was involved.
But you listen to the minister
was involved
of finance
in quote-unquote power theft.
Let's hear it before we go to
and upon the search,
matters, everything, all with technicians and technical people, led by Deputy Minister Debu Wazio, So we have constant engagement, technically. But at the principals level, we must engage and make the right impression and answer the right questions. And so we had a very successful meeting with the entire MCC team in October 2024. And that they were impressed, and from that engagement, we were assured that Liberia's eligibility will be confirmed by the MCC board. We did not stop there. We had engagements at the State Department. We also had engagement with the U.S. Treasury there. The president continued to diplomatically engage with critical leaders in the U.S. government. So this effort, informed also by the scorecard, it is good that the country has also been on a path of passing the indicators. That was critical. We inherited some passes. That was critical. We want to thank all and sundry, present and past, who did their part, because we came in, we didn't meet it at ground zero. There were some efforts done. We acknowledge that. Our job was to clinch it, and to use football parlance, to score the goal, to hit target. And the president led the process, and we hit target. Liberia was qualified, was elected by the MCC board in December for eligibility for a second compact. You know that the MCC compact, the first compact of 257 million grant, helped us to rehabilitate the hydroelectric facility that have been damaged. Is one of the casualties of our war. Now we are producing some electricity. Yes, all our problem in power has not been solved or have not been solved, but we have some light getting. And the hydroelectric facility is one of the main sources. And it also helped us with water and sanitation in some areas. But the main focus of the MCC support was the rehabilitation of my coffee. It is there today. And so Liberians have a phone attachment with MCC. No wonder why when they heard about the Liberia passing for the second compact, people were jubilant. People were generally jubilant. Although I cannot say that everyone was jubilant. I don't have control over that. But Liberians generally were jubilant. And so we began the process. This January, an MCC team visited Liberia, right in this conference room with the ambassador, because we were beginning the process in earnest. And the process entails hiring a new team for the MCC office, a national coordinator, and senior economists in a few positions, including a private sector specialist, environmental specialist, gender specialist, and a few other specialists. And those jobs were meant for Liberians. We put out the ad for the first two jobs, the national coordinator and the senior economists. And we had a process that involved other ministries, other institutions, and the transparency entities were part of the process, GAC and others, to ensure that the recruitment was transparent, so that we get the best of the best, the cream de la cream of Liberia in this process. And I'm told that just for two positions, we have 170 applications from Liberians from all across. And I learned all of them for their interest. And I saw some of the CVs. Very impressed. Real Liberians. Since that time, we haven't been able to answer their questions, because there was a transition in the U.S. government, and things were put on pause for review. Although this is interpreted the pause as stop. You know, there are three main buttons on some of us who come from the old school. Get a pause, the play, and the stop. Old cassette, right? Pretty much. I don't see them now. No, they don't. So, pause was interpreted as stop.
And out of the subsequent arrest of those believed to be on power theft, which of course
So when it comes to national development, we should be collective and united on one front. Policy differences, political differences will always be issue. But let's look at Liberia as the bigger picture and how we handle our national development. Because we play politics with almost everything in this country to the extent that saying you're not there, it shouldn't exist. And you know, you will run with all of the bad talk and all of these things. When the prices of rice and other things are high, you go to the market, the woman who sells the rice or the man or whoever will not be asking you which political party you're from.
Sure.
The person who's doing commercial transportation will not ask you when you sit in the vehicle and say, yeah, from here to Central Monrovia is 250 or 200. He will not ask you how much.
But you said when their relatives sit in a vehicle, they pay. So what about you who want to look at political alignment?
Even sometimes you say the man are your partisan. Partisan, you sit in a man car, the man will see you. That business is doing, he will not tell you that because you're my partisan, because the party is not the one putting gas in the car. The party is not the one feeding the man. He supporting it because of the common good, common ideas and ideologies you all share. But the man will not allow you just go. And some of you know you have experienced it before. But when it comes to national issues, we must discuss it. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919. On this edition of the morning ride, Saturday, this morning. Let's talk to our first caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you for the topic. Thank you for being consistent in exposing the evil in our country. Other people trying to take sides, other people get information, we listen to that, all the cool money around, we listen to that, all the heat. And now, all that one is trying to take sides. But for you, I respect you for your consistency in exposing the evil. And President Biden is now surprised of King President getting out as much preparation. And what happened in the place and put a minister there to be timid, that he is not making it. So I don't really know what government that is getting out. Because you haven't made any preparation. But even if you have to make preparation, every second.
Yeah, that's why during the independence celebration, when the president said he set up a committee now to know the living costs, especially with some rice, sugar, oil, you know, some of the things, building material. You know why? You're reducing tariff and these things are still high, like we're going to afford. So they give them 45 days to report and know the causes of all of these things. So we wait to see the committee report.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yeah. Good morning.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Christian Frank calling from here from Daisy. Yeah, thank you for the discussion this morning. You know, sometimes I get ready here in the morning when you come, you're always saying the truth is not very cool. Yeah. For me, I really want to commend you to say thank you for the hard work for trying to strengthen your instrument the rest of our for the show this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, this is myself and I'm calling for 4
Go ahead.
Yeah, I people this morning, Mr. Ba. The committee that was set up by the president for me is welcoming because people very struggling in the country. We let people and they don't work for us. So I really want for the president to be strong in his decision making to be able to cancel some of these things because we are working there for the Lebanese people. We are struggling. We don't have any other benefit. Only take your salary. Or they're not come the road intervention, nothing. We are just working for him tomorrow in our own economy. So now it's discouraging why we very let people go. Here, so I really want to encourage the president to muster the courage to be able to make some impact so that people cannot regret the reason for which you will honor the rain and the sun. I thank you very much.
Okay. Your life. Good morning.
What about the president sometimes, even though our president and taking action against anybody, I mean, not to go back. Anybody come across a corruption to fire the president. So all the information, all the experience we're getting now, through you, through people who have been discussing it here, through all the radio, at least the president, I believe that the president is in the station and he get back. I believe that. Yeah. So thank you very much for the information.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
I'm Edmund Jackson, calling from Hospital of Howard.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to commend the president for the community set up by him to be able to talk in these high economic situation right now. Especially the one I didn't have too much is the black president like me today. I know the black president went down over.
Are you there? Okay, let's talk to other callers. You live.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
President Ba.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for your tricky political platform. And so, thank you, brother. Thank you very much. You know, what I want to say is that, you see, the president wants me as well English. He's a man, he's a leader that can listen, not just listen, but do always there to have to listen to the people and do it. Because a good leader, like in democracy, the essence of democracy is what? The voice of the people will be met. That is, you will always be able to listen to the voice of the people and then do it. So one that I want to say thank you very much to the president because his administrator, they are there to execute and implement the will or what the desires of the people. And so the speaker said that the 178 independent orator, he said that he doesn't want the president to get sustained, but he wants the president to be damaged. So if the president does wrong, directly, immediately, automatic decision. So now that the president, the temple and the orator is already, he's a government. He told the president and the president listen.
Okay, thank you. Let me talk to other callers on the line this morning, on this edition of the Morning Ride. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Wiggy, and good morning, Donna.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let me first take this time to congratulate you guys for what you're doing for this country. Because most of the recommendations you're doing on this radio, they're coming to pass. And I didn't wish that the government would be on the case for some of the job. And I don't know why you will talk from how you will talk. But your help was a whole lot. I was thinking to the finance minister this morning, and I want to also make a recommendation. Since that is going to be doing a project before we get the money, let them look at our airports. And they can look in the central region and find a place So let us work together as a nation, as people, to make this country better. And then for the next level, put it aside. People are lying so much. Some people who again, that will happen with former President George Weah. People will not say the truth. Impression. They never impression. I think the owner himself know. He is feeling it, and he trying to admit it. That what is the people are going through. So let us work with the team and also help them to give some recommendation for the betterment of this country. Thank you for this morning. I'm going to give you that call from Gaza this morning.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, I'm Jones Kingsbury calling from Japanese Freeway. Yeah, we can both of you people will be in our studio for us, so all we hear go for it. I mean, they will stay there. Yeah, we got people who are listening there for us and here for it. And now to be very honest, is you President Bwaka right after the election constituted our committee. You know, former President we are made the same mistake. Employ grossly incompetent people to a position which of course they have no knowledge of. Due to that, the sector also completely messed. And President Bwaka finally stood. You have the Minister of Commerce. Why is she there? She should be the one giving update as to the economy. It's soft for the people. President Bwaka now a super human being that will be everywhere at every time. Look at what he did. Constitutional committee held by the vice president. He just in the trial tell the common minister that you are grossly incompetent, you are political patron, you've been or you guys have been recent, you are here. And where will this country go? They will continue to run a country like this. When you get people who lack the education, the competence, and qualification, in few places, and they should be filled to perform. They destroy the lives of the people. So I know the problem President Bwaka is going through, right after election, everywhere, President we are, two former President we are went through the same. So now, President Bwaka, if you are appointing people, please look at that person academic credential and go through one after another. You did the same with this guy with Minister of Internal Affairs or Urban Affairs, the call said.
But George, you're forgetting to know that there's an ad hoc committee that was commissioned by the president.
Yes.
There's not a ministerial.
They got a time limit, 45 days.
45 days.
Yeah,
and they have to report to him recommendation. And it's not just Jeremiah Kool alone. He's not heading the team.
Once the common minister was up to the time, he couldn't appoint a such committee. It's the same as this minister with the interest of Manjala, the water can speak loosely. He said, well, he has more knowledge as an organization. We call them political patronage. We are not strong this. And now you always say, where are we carrying this country? You always say this. Where are we carrying this country? We have grossly incompetent to fill places with political patronage and missionary zero. Is this kind of like a war for our future? It's not what we want.
No, but Jules, wait, let us see the end of this. Let us see the 45 days before we jumpstart saying things. I will not just be patient and wait and see. Because the president said the vice president is someone of competent he trusts, and he also have a rich business background. So he and others, they wouldn't name the head, he would head the team. And you know that the vice president is the president's trusted ally. They were all elected together. So he's saying, you chair this, you will be the head of this. With all, by all indications, you know that the commerce minister would not be out. Let me talk to Sarah's Mample. Let me talk to him. Sarah's, good morning.
I just listened to your call. When the president formed a committee to form a committee, it doesn't mean that the commerce minister is incompetent. That's a committee. He's the second person in the country, and the first person telling him that this committee, they must get report because of the tariff. So that means that the common minister, in recent time, things like they are dragged through that common minister. You see? So the president is saying that people is paying the tariff on goods. On top goods.
apart from the commerce minister in Jeremiah, who now working with the president, he is. He's the president, principal deputy.
Yeah, you see, so Jerry too is part of the government and the minister of the comment. The people don't know what happened. Can I think that the government minister is not working? So I try to call and give that clarity, my brother. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And you know, and like we have said this several times, and even Jones, you yourself have said, where's this country going? And as a matter of fact, the country is in the hands of those folks. And when they see a fit to make issues that will work in the interest of the people, it's important. I want us to see the end of this process here. The end of this entire process. Any committee working in 45 days, not just little 1 month and a half. So let's wait and see. And the president said they should perform recommendations that will conform to present day reality. Is that the president not saying that go there and tell us something I will do next year? No. The president is saying something that you will tell us that will make us to do something just the next day. So when you are coming to us, bring recommendations. Bring recommendations to us that will make us solve this problem. We can't be going about helping to solve the situation of the people. Then, good morning.
Good morning, you turned Brown.
Webster Sarsville calling.
God bless you, the turned Brown. For the public there, this vision I will all see some migration and things are moving on into this country. For people leave the other side, other people going to the way and teaching. This vision is playing their role as the foundation ministry. Let us grade them. For I never gave me a flower in your life. Look at the government self. The thing the people are doing right now. The position of this government right now. Why can't we grade the people and give that person a flower in your life? When you're there, everybody goes, yeah, they let to do with all wickedness. Today we want to get the stadium. When you're bringing that to say, okay, I'm bringing that to say, but what they are going and I want stadium. The people have to do all the other things. We want to get our one single way, important. So that person is doing the best for us. The country now is very rich. They don't greed these people. It's not about taking money on the ground. It's good America, if you go there, you say like for every and less, you will not even eat. You have to work. You have to work to look for it. That's the thinking of this one. Look at the way this happens. It's very well for us. Look at the thing for the men and talk. Things are teaching. Look, don't want no teacher, don't listen to them. They don't listen to us. But because our word today is to teach. So I want to say, gentlemen and ladies, learn.
Okay, thank you, Webster. Let me talk to. Good afternoon. Good morning to all of you on today. Let's talk to another caller on the line. Good morning. No, I don't think you are prepared. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to the Ambassador Institute.
You're welcome, sir.
This is the board of Ruth, the minister is, very much disrespectful to most other countries. When you say, this country, no, when you are a prophet, when you succeed, you will not even when you are saying it wrong, or when you are doing the right thing, you will not listen to politicians like you, because they are not there to see your good work. Whatever you do, it happens. You need time on your CDC, you need partner, they don't say anything good for CDC. And what happening right now, anything that this government do, is good, you're not in there, you're not good in the ass of the opposition. And if you want to succeed, do not listen to the option of just be on the right path and do the right thing for the citizen of Nigeria. And I believe that President Joseph Newman Parker will do better thing for this country here. They couldn't go somewhere. Don't just say that watch the show. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. morning, sir.
So,
See, Roosevelt Cleaner.
thank you for the recognition. My name is Steve Roosevelt for the phone. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, for a week and now, expecting a full view this morning, but so my dynamic president, and that's the social demand water, our president, our father. I think we have to take some action. The executive order, I think we have to do something. Because people are responsible. Entities are responsible for practice and what are they? So put the people on the ground and make sure that they make everything for the Liberia. Because not all the time the president will just go for a committee, or just they want, do they want. The president has to give executive order to whosoever are responsible, every entity that is responsible for practice. And he does it. So thank you this morning for the platform.
Oh, okay, thank you. You're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
My name is Alison from Brighton. I want to please music card for show this morning.
Yeah, oh, you got a lot of noise on your background.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Aaron B. I'm joining from Police Academy. My recommendation to the president has to do with the human resource development, which consists of the drugs. We really want to fight drugs in this country. If the president really loves Liberia, he's thinking about Liberians. We the youth now, we really feeling bad because the way in which the youth are dying from drugs and walking, sleeping from drugs is getting more dangerous. If the president has come up with a decision to build national rehabilitation center to collect all those drug addicts and carry them and declare war on drug dealers, call them enemy of state, and implement it, we are saying Liberia will be better. Because right now, you need the artisans are taking drugs, physicians taking drugs, and all the other people taking drugs in this country. So now one person taking drugs. So the government of fire against drugs, declare drug dealers as enemy of state, and rehabilitate the addicts, I think drug will be drug free.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Now we see a pleasant
Good morning,
sir. Go ahead.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to Liberia from the issue. I phone from District 4 and this is also after 18. Now, two things I'm going to talk about quickly in time to hear our style of politics in this country. Like any column has said, now, the issue of being objective in Liberia politics, I think is a serious problem. The politicians that we have, they will not want to acknowledge the working of another politician because they are not taking sides with that person. And this has become an orientation in this country, and I think it's very bad. You know, upon and I just on yesterday, we had similar discussion. Sometimes I will try to acknowledge the working on a visa advantage on the situation in that country. So he asked me a question. I say, is it that you want to come over to CNC? Because most times I usually acknowledging the work of Musa City. So then I was shocked. I said, you see, I was thinking for that question because that is the kind of politics we do in this country. If the man is benefiting the interest of the country, acknowledge him for that. It doesn't mean you want to cross over to him. And that is why politicians are doing today. If we can only graduate from this style of politics in this country now, this country will move forward. If the man does right thing for the people, say it. If he does the wrong thing for the people, say it. We need to graduate from that. Yesterday, when CDC was in authority, the Unity Party people did the same thing. Okay, the Unity Party people are in power, citizens are also doing the same thing. So it's almost we are in a cycle. And with this, we will not move anywhere. And now let me just close on this note. The issue of drugs in our country, the proliferation of drugs in this country is now is becoming too
responsible son now, I see our future being addressed. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you know, another plaque, I guess it's already around. So another plaque we will pay host to the chief executive officer of Bogangida Group of Companies. A lot of news you're going to be making this morning. Want you to sit by your radio, watch, share, and also follow us. But in the meantime, between time, you can also play the Kool Cash giveaway at radio entertainment.
Yeah, win something for yourself.
Win something for yourself. 4,000. You can just walk away. So you just go there, that *799 *11#, and you go there and play $100 or 70 cents US dollar. Or better say our short code, you just go there, *799#, and the option there 11 and play. You want to play 2-3 times, you just go there.
You want to play 50 times, it put you in chance.
Yeah, just put 50. You want to play 10 times, just put 10. You want to play 2 times, just put, you go to your mobile money pin code and put it in. You must be a Lone Star subscriber using mobile money, MTN mobile money. And trust me, you stand a chance to win something for yourself this morning. But there are a lot of fabulous prizes coming up very soon. Good morning.
Good morning, Wiggy. And good morning to your co-host here.
Good morning.
I'm Dama, calling from Semedan Community.
Dama, you're welcome.
Wiggy, thank you for all of your recommendations. You continue to profile for the development of Liberia. I think the 4th March of Liberia, it should be what should matter to every one of us. But it's kind of sad that you see our CDC brother continue to pray for the downfall of this country. We need today, if the price of a 25 kg red claim to 10,000 that brand that up, CDC will buy 10,000, therefore US will buy 10,000. So I think that all of us should pray for the 4th March of Liberia. And I want to thank the president as he said tomorrow, all of us should gather at our favorite place of worship for us to pray for unity because we need this country is being divided on political lines. You have sedition today, pray every now and then to hear bad news about the government, which of course they won't hear because the government is making some positive steps for the development of that, bro. Thank you for the time.
Thank you as well as to this caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
What you there?
Yeah, my name is Chokomate.
Oh, okay.
Chokom, go
Well,
ahead.
I'm not called for. Why now?
Yeah. We see now, no, all the Google see this government doing. That is what in the rural area, that's fascinating to the people. The registration not reaching that far. I don't understand what the government is doing. But other people in the other country, they want to know everything that this worker government is doing. They don't know what the country has a big country. The big country has South Asia. So now everybody can understand English. The government is bad. So please, let the people go in the rural area and let the people know.
Okay.
Well.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Yeah, Brady Bros, how you doing this morning?
Jusu, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Joseph Fremont. I join you from Brovi this morning. You know, the problem here with the president is a disciplined president. That's the first. The president can listen. Okay? People was not identifying a country that, oh, this is a problem, this is why we're supposed to go to the people hungry and then after. But not identifying this thing. But today, President Biden can identify that, oh, there is hunger in the time. That's the reason why he set up a committee set up to headed by the vice president, waiting for the father to bring up a report. But somebody said the commerce ministry, when the commerce ministry is not doing, when you talk about executive order sometimes on commodity, president can use the executive. And he couldn't wait for the commerce ministry to use the executive order. So the president guy went to set up his own committee. So I think people must not be dragging the common ministry that, oh, the common ministry are not working, this and that. Yesterday, my own things were not working. To admit, you want to go in your car, in your face, you see flags in the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, let me take this caller, then we go for our commercial and usher in our guests this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My name is Okaro Praising. I want to commend my president for listening to the crowd of people. And I want to say, the managing director, thank you for your BRC. Business should be on the issue. One person is saying that I want to say and say I will import this. Everybody has the opportunity to bring it. You know how you draw your book, how you want to send it, and when you bring the press out, you will make people to be excited to pass in your web one. And certainly the bad president, that's the competition, and that's the president. I pray that he do the best for a better result for the people of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me take this final caller. You're live.
Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I pray the program is going yesterday. I'm going to play 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep playing. It may just be the next winner.
Yeah, keep playing. It's time we go for our Saint-Germain message this morning, and next we'll usher in our guests. And we hope that we can quickly, as soon as we do the usher in our guests, we just go ahead and take just one mood, enjoy this morning. Sure enough, somebody might just be in a position to win something this morning. But in the meantime, between time, so shortly we bring you our commercial.
My people, I know your. My people, I know you already hear the good news, and then so
what kind of good news, Baliba?
The good news about the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection project called the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, or LWEP, is here to help 267,200 people.
Oh yes!
Out of the 267,200 people that the project will reach, they will help 36,000 women with small money for themselves. Whoa! Me idea there is to make sure that women and girls always have money on them, so they can be able to help themselves, so they can be able to help their men or their husband, their family and their community.
Yes, it makes sense because you can only give when you have.
That's true, but the project you're talking about, what kind of county there in?
The project in 6 counties: Bomi, Riverside, Grand Jide, Monserrado, Bapodu, and Grand Cape Mount counties.
Okay.
And it going on in 498 different communities in those counties.
So how they better doing the project?
The project in 5 different ways. Number 1 is changing mindset or norms.
Tell us about that one.
Good. For example, man beating a woman not supposed to go to school. Then so women can say, if he not be me, he not love me. That kind of thing. That is they want us to change.
Yeah. Because no man supposed to beat their woman.
Yeah.
Then men should make sure women go to school. And no woman must say, if he not be me, he not like me.
Yeah.
No woman must think like that. Say, it's not correct.
They're not correct.
Then what about the second part?
The second part of the project is about the health recording.
But what did the data people then not do?
How they should help women and girls who may do wrong thing to.
You mean the way the data people will take care of us when men take advantage over us in it?
Yes. On top of that, they even going to help schools to open health clubs so girls can be able to talk the things that matter to them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
How about part 3 now?
Part 3 is where the project will give some money to help different women and girls groups like village saving groups, family groups, livelihood groups, people who get their late table marketing, and people who not fit to take, who cannot set. The quick people call them marginalized group. And like people who can walk group and things like that. All of them, they will benefit too.
Me, I will look around in my community.
Yeah, I myself will find them and be a part of them too.
Yeah, you mean? Because women will not leave men behind. Here we go.
Because you know what? The project will reach 30% men and 70% women.
Yeah, you hear it? Yeah.
You mean I will tell plenty other women and girls so they can join the project.
That's the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, where women are helped so they can always have money in their beds.
Then, Baleba, what the other part of the project will do?
This other part of the project is where the project will give helping hand to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection System.
How?
In ways that the ministry will have records on gender-based violence cases. Then they will also have record on the different treatment or services for women and girls who some men will do bad things to.
Okay.
Then it will also help the Ministry of Agriculture to know how many women making farm, how many men making farm, where they making their farm.
Wow.
What kind of farm they making, where low land farm air, where up land farm air, all that one there.
Yeah.
Yo, what they planting, what county they having their farm in.
Fun idea.
Check all that one. Yo, to make sure that all the things are happy. The government put plenty different groups together. Like Keep Liberia, Catholic Relief Services, CRS, Action Aid, Forest Community Initiative, FCR, Defense for Children International, DCR, Plan International.
So they can work with the people in the community then.
Yes! And you know something? The way they plenty groups together, one group just have to be in front of all the other groups so the project can go on.
So now what kind of group they have?
Plan International.
Plan International. They in front of the other group then, but the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection Project. And so?
Yes!
So your will, how about part 5 of the project now?
Part 5 of the project is where the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection has a project management unit that the people then who will be watching the project could know.
Yeah.
They will monitor the project, they will keep track of the project, and they will evaluate the project so the project can go on the correct way.
Whoa! Who take the 6,000 women to benefit from 80 million? Ha! Dana small thing.
And Dana also, Balekpa says the Liberia Women Empowerment Project will reach 267,200 people in 5 years.
Yes! And the project is in 6 counties. Pony, Mosorado, Bapolu, Rivers, Quenchida, and Grandma County.
Working in 498 communities.
Yes. Now, the way the project going on, you can call 44TDTD to tell the people how you feel about the project. Whether it's going on the correct way, whether it's not going on the correct way, call 44TDTD so the people can know how you feel about the project.
My people, find the Liberia Women Empowerment Project right in your community and join them.
This message is from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection with support from the World Bank.
My people, I know you already hear the good news, and then so
what kind of good news, Balekpa?
The good news.
As reported by the Liberia National Police, that she resisted arrest and tried to attack officers, which led to what they describe as
Good morning, Natal. Good morning to our peace-loving people of Mama Liberia. Good morning to the people of District Number 4. Good morning to our people in Radio Line. We are so humble and pleased to be here this morning.
Okay, that's wonderful to have you this morning, making your debut after a couple of years behind you. Finally, I got you to be here again. So let's get us an upset of Boca Jila Group of Companies. Is this Liberian owned or what sort of company? What are some of the services being provided?
Well, my name is Elton Devontae Jones. I am a Liberian, and I'm privileged to be the Chief Executive Officer of the Boca Jila Group of Companies, one of Liberia's premier microfinance group, been around since 2008. Started very small from the University of Liberia campus, and we started providing soft loan to students who could not meet up with the time in getting the register And today we are non-political institution. We support every existing government. We talk on national issues, and we're just concerned about the peace in our country and making Liberian better. There are challenging moments when it comes to our own scope of operations. The overall agenda is that we are so proud to be here and to sit in the screening studio this time.
That's wonderful. Liberians listening will care to know exactly what are some of those and the businesses or services you involve into providing, and what are some of the challenges. I understand that you're more concerned why you want to help the country move forward, help other Liberians, but there are some challenges. There are people who are delinquent in. What are some of those services being run for Boca Junior Group of Companies?
Well, Boca Junior Group of Companies is a microfinance and construction company.
Okay.
We provide loans to line ministries and agencies, the employees who do business with staffers at the national legislature, both at the House of Representatives and the Liberian Senate. We do business with the National Port Authority, we do business with Governance Commission, just to name a few of the institutions that we do business with, right? And we're also involved into construction also. We have housing unit located in the GSA Row, Gizi Camp, preferably. We have some of them for short stay and long stay in the Tingleville Belt. And we just launched and we just dedicated and completed one of the biggest projects directly opposite in the Virginia Belt, directly opposite Honorable David Coty's residence. This is what we found ourselves at Boca Junior Group of Companies.
That's wonderful to hear. Let's look at some of the challenges. I understand you are concerned about people who have gone to take loan or in the typical term borrow and being delinquent in, leading up to the obligation of what they signed to. And you are here with all of these services. Tell us what are some of the names and how are you getting these things back?
Well, Wiki, right? When it comes to credit in our country here, there are schools of individuals who wanting to receive facility. But then I have this friend who is a non-believer who came into this country, and he told me one thing. He said, Elton, I came into this country with just my briefcase. But then today I was able to acquire a little over 28 furnished apartments. Like each of these apartments, they've been given for a little over 1,500 United States per month. And when it comes to us here as Liberians, when it comes to our own credit history, it's actually terrible on the part of many Liberians who walk into our offices, our schools of our former and our current officials of government, who walk there making sure that they can be able to acquire a loan. By the end of the day, after acquiring this loan, you came down with stipulated time that you're going to pay this amount, but all of a sudden that it just don't work the way in which we actually expect. And we have a couple of cases before the debt code right now. It's time consuming. I think they have a propensity of undermining Liberian business, and they speak very low of us as Liberians. Why is it our foreign partner can go to rural banking institution and acquire a loan, but when it comes to us as Liberians, we're not just sincere to ourselves. We are not time conscious. Like somebody will always say, they say, people get out there and you carry the Holy Bible or you carry the Quran to acquire a loan. But all of a sudden, in paying back this particular amount, then you bring the law book. Then you bring counselor in. We have a case right now. There's a lady who is heavily indebted to us who told us at court right now at the debt court. And it beat your imagination to know that you have a lawyer. For me, we are not lawyer, but you have a lawyer who came there and faced promissory note representing the interest of the client, but all of a sudden the lawyer is distancing himself that he wasn't authorized by a client to sign this particular note. You being a lawyer, you should either advise your client in the case of paying, and when you look at the magnitude involved in individuals who walk to people and took money from them, but then you came here and you denied. So we raised the issue and we wrote the grievance on ethics, the Board of Inquiry at the Supreme Court, being constituted as a result of the Chief Justice, and we look forward, we went there, and we explained our side, he explained his side, in the midst of state eminent sons of this country, the likes of Kenneth Beggs from the Daily Observer, Imam Cry, and the former LBDR president, Mr. Dennis, And we look forward to seeing the report. Up to now, we're not recording the report yet. There are top brass in government who heavily indebted to this company. The likes of the former Speaker, J. Fulanti Kofa. He's heavily indebted to us. He used one of the MS3 impression of Hillary Kofa, who came representing him. Being representing him on many occasions. There are text messages that we have, WhatsApp text messages, and we have the former representative also from Magibi, Taparisa Tobro, who heavily indebted to us, who worked, brought land D. And it be the imagination. These people who are indebted to us, they are not ordinary people. People, they are state people, they are eminent sons of the sun. But how can you have somebody who served as a former speaker? It's non-political, right? But
but you're doing business.
We are concerned that to have best that we can be able to receive our money. We have never been, our person here in the court names have never been triggered as a result of some political person. I've never met the current speaker. No, we have never had any interactions, or no, not at all. But we're concerned that how can we get our money? Because we reach out to him on many occasions. He texted or he referred us to individuals who will see how better we can get our money. But I think it's deliberate on the part of the former speaker. He represented the interests of Kool County. And to see you and your name being called here is shameful for you as an individual. It's embarrassing for us as business individuals also.
I'm coming, Pastor. You as an institution built on integrity, honesty, credit worthiness. And your name is Nude, right?
Yeah,
Nude.
We mean do something.
Do something. How do you feel now after coming about to do something, and now you are caught up with this kind of situation, especially big names? Those are who you trusted. How do you feel?
Add up that you've been stagnated, but yet you still must have the courage to do these things. What is strength and all the things coming from?
To God be the glory. That is why when you read the book of Isaiah 41 verse 20, it says that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hands of the Lord has done this. We have reached this far because of the goodness of God. But then to see that we are non-political individuals, we are not going to any government, ministries, or agency, or any top brass to ask them for assistance. We've been in business since 2008. Like minds that came together as a result to see how best that we can be of help to society. But to see some of the guys who work there, we appreciate the fact that they work in our office. We protect their identity, but I reach a point that we can no longer shoot these guys. We have to come out in this public here to speak on the issue because it's burning. We have our staff right now. We just brought in a couple of interns that we have hired, right? How do you expect that we don't have funds in our account? How do we pay our staff? How do we run our operations too? So I think it's deliberate on the part, of the former speaker and some of the colleagues also by owing us and not willing to pay a man that our company is have the propensity to derail or actually to set up going backward, instead of moving forward.
Is it now? People might want to ask: is it a tune in terms of the figure that you think these individuals who have sat in key positions in government or currently sitting in this position don't want to pay? Is you see it as a deliberate action on their part, or they just see it as a mean of breaking down Liberian-owned businesses?
I think the intention is deliberate. One can say, right? They actually meant to sabotage our own operations. I can say that for free because if you know yourself as a former statement or as a statement representing the people of Kool County, and to hear your name being called today to this particular issue, I think it's actually in the delivery on the part of the speaker. Because there are text messages that I've reached out to him on many occasions. He told me plain blank that the issue of Capitol Hill, the impasse, it was troubling for him. He was trying to see how best that the issue could be resolved, and he would get back to us. But since then,
but that was long before he took the money, right?
That was long. We talking about complete 1 year. The cash I'm discussing was taken since July.
How much are we talking about?
We're talking about 12,500 United States that was taken from.
What I want to know on what criteria is being set up that one can be given money. That you can trust somebody to give them money.
Yeah, you have to be an employee with any one of the line ministry agencies. Like I said, we do business with staffer at the Honorable House of Representatives. You should be recommended by your honorable because you work at the will and pleasure of your boss. So in the case that you've been recommended to us, we discuss the terms and conditions with you. Because the political part is that you have a guy who's going to walk into your office when you can do due diligence and you provide him sub loan, all of a sudden you're going to have a case that you're going to be dismissed. Some of the guys have political honor too, they want to contest against the bosses. and they want to do other things. So we normally seek advice from the bosses. We receive a cover page and stating that we can go ahead with the transaction. But then the worst case is that some of the guys also, we have the case of the senator right now from Riverside County, Jivon Smith also, you know, he recommended somebody to our office and we provided a loan. And they had made report that he wanted to contest, the staff want to contest against him. So he dismissed the person from the office. So you have a backward turn on.
Then in that situation, I'm asking Mr. Jones, in that situation, who then is held liable?
The representative of the senator.
Because they are the guarantor, right?
They are the guarantor. They recommended individuals who walk to our office to acquire a loan. By the end of the day, you know, the power issue in this country, the big man title, we have to go to the court, we have to hire lawyers, we have to do this other thing. It's time consuming for us, you know. So I think it's not a good thing on the part of them as state individuals.
You mentioned earlier on about interns in your institution. What has really motivated this institution? You being a librarian institution, indebted, people are a lot of people are indebted to your institution. Where are you getting your source from? But first, I want to know about interns. What motivated you?
And I understand that you met the management of MPA talking about vacation jobs and all of these things. You are trying to have first-hand internship on jobs that they may acquire in a not too distant future as well. I think so. Let's cross over to one of the presidents.
The part I have to do what trigger us hiring or bringing some of the interns on board, for which my colleague will explain. But then this day I was driving to Central Town and I saw a barrage of young people who trooped in at the ministerial complex, seeking employment wherever way or so. But I saw the number was so massive, you know. So we drove to the office and I talked with our partners. And I said, government cannot do everything, but instead let us be of help to individuals. In a way that some of us will not benefit from such opportunity growing up as a kid. But then we saw the need that was our true debate. But then our RT guy, Mr. Stanley Wambe, came back and showed light on that part.
So, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Mohammed Stanley Kimba. I'm the RT officer of the Bukunji group of companies. And I'm also the lead for the internship program currently at the Bukunji group of companies.
So how do you go about when it comes to recruitment, and what are some of the places, areas you more focused and so, what are required?
So when we were inspired by the vacation job from the government of Liberia, we decided to hire 5 interns. So we prepare all the requirements, all the information, and publish it on our Facebook page for 3 days. And then interns applied. There were a lot of people that applied. There were more than 150, but some of them they didn't meet all the requirements. So we had like 125, 26 people that met the requirement. They applied. From there, we vetted all their CVs and all the applications and the requirement that we had them to follow. And then we had 17 people that were selected for interview. And out of the 17, now we have 4 currently serving as intern at the Bukunji group of companies.
So how was it?
Yeah, it was okay. We had a system set up wherein when they applied, we have access to their CVs, we vetted their CVs.
Yeah, some like automated system that just update.
Yeah, so
you get all of the information.
So we were monitoring our email address that they were applying to. So as they submit their CVs, we download it and put it into a file, and then start to access the CV to see whether they meet the minimum requirements. We have some job titles there: office assistant, form registrar. We had marketing. We had accountant and so forth. So after they applied and then they meet the requirement, we selected them, we put them on the list for for vetting. After the vetting process, and then we selected 17 that met the requirement.
Wow, that's a good number.
From there, then we called them for interview. After the interview, and then the best 5 were selected.
Thank you.
What's their performance since they've been selected on to join the team? Are they impressive?
Yeah, they are doing excellently well. They are working in their capacity and also serving in other areas at the company. They are friendly, and you know that during the first season we have and the influx of people at the company, and we saw them working and making things happening, and functioning in other areas, making sure that the process is successful.
That's wonderful. Let me come back to you, the CEO of Bogan Group of Companies. I've personally known you for some time, but I've observed something. You have had huge interest in youth arrests and issue fighting drugs, especially illicit, harmful substances. And I've seen you talking to a lot of young folks, wanting to drive them away and put them on the path for a better future tomorrow. What drives you? You even talk about your support. Now I've been following you, giving your support to mothers who are coming up on the issue of drugs. March to make sure that government sees this as an emergency issue to our country and should be focused and addressed permanently.
Well, Wiki, you know, we grew up in a slum community. I was born in Lopintown from a family very poor, one can say, in a Liberian setting. And you know, today you look around you here. And later I moved Pinsville since 1996.
Yes.
1996, 1997. And you see individuals that you went to schools with today, some of the guys, they are drugs addicts today. They bring no joy to us, they sadden us as individuals, you know. So we thought it wise to work and to encourage some of our brothers and say this is not the best part of you, because I can remember my own life, the early 2000s, graduated from high school, 99, 2000, and living with my sister in Barclay compound on the Dubu Road. And I was faced with too many tough moments in my life as an individual. So I started to, even said, I started to smoke by then, and I was involved into playing gamble, one can say, in the Dubu Road graveyard today. And today, to see my life, what God has done in my life, is applause, and I give it all to God. And I say to God be the glory, great thing you have done and greater thing that you continue to do. So some of our brothers are out there today, they are being attacked, one can say spiritually. It left with yourself to give in and to be talked to. So that is why we've been working with them very closely, like you made mention. There's no political undertone, we've been with them.
Yeah, but I know you've been threatened and accused also that you want to unseat somebody. We'll get to that part, but continue.
Yeah, so you know, we see our life today as a mirror and to the goodness of God, and we encourage some of our brothers too that this is not the best way. Your parents hire you today. I was born, like I said, from a slum community, but then I didn't allow the community that I was born in to have an impact on my life. And I said no to drugs, and I said no to violence, and I said no to too many things in my life. That is the decision and choice that I made. So when our brothers here today who are involved with drugs, the users of drugs today, we talk to them, we say, this is not the best way for you. We know that maybe you lost your mother, you lost your parent. I lost my father at the tender age. My father died in 1990 at the age of 34. That is why we call it on the president also, and there's no grave to show. We call on the president also to have a mass burial for individuals who lost their life as a result of the senseless and brutal crisis in our country. So we keep working with you guys. We have sporting event. We have some of them who come. We have a program with them at the end of the month, every Saturday, the last Saturday in the month. They troop into our home and we talk to them, we eat with them, and we just encourage them. And some of them also we send them to the rehab. We just had a massive program with General Power. We took some hard mute there to see how best that we can talk to some of the youth. And I can say to you, it's saddening for me as an individual, you know, to see my own nephew who said in my vehicle that we go to work almost every day. Right now he's on the influence drug. And my wife also, she have a niece also who also on the influence drugs. It bring no joy to us, it's saddening all of us. And we see the wave of young people and mothers who decide to stage a protest come what on August 7th, right? But then one thing that beat our own imagination is that, hey, some of the people who are there today is a good thing, is a national concern. Well, you can't keep fighting drugs just by just verbalizing it. It's by actions. And what the role that DA is playing, how can you have a lot of volunteers working with DA, Kool, and they are not being paid? How can you guys go out there today? The president was arrested with the drugs on the airport. She's a family friend to me, I can see, you know. And she's a family friend. She's married to my childhood friend. We both graduated from B.W. Harris. And it's an attack. I don't know whether she's actually involved in it, but then if she's actually involved with it, then meaning that the law have to take a course. Because we can see our children being attacked, and we have our own who are trading into drugs or so. Look at our community today. Some of the mothers who claiming that they want to protest or so, but they live with people who sell the drugs. What are the role that they playing today to see how best that drugs can be taken from the community? It's just a symbolic thing that you just want to go for the camera and the media, and you get there, you present petition. At the end of the day, you move back. But those who selling the drugs remain in the community. So it's a holistic issue that government need to tackle, not just to come and say today we're going all there. For me, I'm going to be in the protest also. I'm going to go there. But then we want it to be a holistic issue that all of us can be part and parcel of it, not just to sit on the radio, you talk. Because some people just want to come and just make the big talk.
And Honorable, this is my point. A lot of the time, this is coming from the backdrop where the efforts being made, some of those folks to take them from where they are, and just not too long in the distant future, they go back. I want to ask you your own experience with those folks that are coming out. Are there success stories? What are they? Are they being sustained upon that they don't go back to those days upon, because it was just through all your efforts way back downward. If you would try organize a program today, bring them, detoxify them, then you go after 2 months, they're back smoking again. What is success story in that?
You know, we can't give up on the process, right? Yeah, it's a tough one, and it's heartbreaking for all of us.
Sure.
To spend in this kind of economy, to send somebody to the rehab, all of a sudden then you have a relapse. Yeah, it's actually crazy for all of us. You know, I had a case. There's a chief prosecutor at the juvenile court right now. She said to me, she said, "Elton, my son, imagine I'm a prosecutor, but then I have a son who is a drugs addict. I want you to go in the Tusa Fee area and go to the rehab and talk to him." And I went there. He was born in my hand practically, you know, and I talked to him. I said, "This is not a life. You see the kid's clean. He has never stolen for anybody. He just clean." And he said he came in contact with us at the age of 14. And one of the permanent school, I don't want to call the name of the school. Yeah, you know, it's a Christian school that he got influenced with by his friends. And today, you know, he's doing well today, right? And some of the kids that we work with also from the Joba community in the entire district of Full, there are some of them who have come over and they are successful. They have never had a relapse. But there are a few of them who have had relapse also. And we can't give up on them. Like I told you, we have to keep talking to them and keep supporting them and saying this is not the best way for you. Because if you have a society that is so free, that you have the access, you can access to drugs any kind, anywhere or so, and you have the person who have been taken off drugs, who went to the rehab, who waiting to leave drugs. But then when you get back to the community, you have the very mothers, the fathers, they are the ones that selling the drugs in the name, quote unquote, they want to support their family. I think we need to go beyond just getting all their own over selling and protesting. We need to go and take the drugs and with the drugs and fund our rural communities.
Okay, let me take you back to this. What has been your own recommendation or probably interaction with national government, specifically the central government of Liberia, in empowering Liberian-owned businesses? What's your own relationship? Because I know you Liberian-owned businesses operating 100%, but do you get the kind of a support that you need in other Liberian-owned businesses as well?
Wiki, attempt to beat our imaginations, right? And to see that leaders assemble up on Capitol Hill every January for the State of the Nation address, and you have that heavy dossier of document being read, and they talk about taking Liberia from poverty to this other path, right? And we can see how many Liberian business have you impacted, how many business that you have helped before. Like the case right now, we have hired intern, and we're going to pay the guy directly from the company. We have not received subsidy from any government. President Selly government, nothing. President Weah, nothing. And now we have President Waka. We are calling on government. It's not to us as Bokandi as an institution, right? But then there are schools of Liberian business that want to lead. Today you see Ghana, Nigeria today. Oh, come on, I can tell you, Ghana is developed not because as a result of the Ghanaian government, no. Because you have a very strong and vibrant private sector. When the private sector is very vibrant, I can tell you that we can hire a little over 100 persons that can work with us. It's a way of taking bread off central government. But then some of the guys, they just have, it look like complete recitation. One can say that we want to help Liberian business. What is Liberian business that you helping? We know that Liberian is sincere. But then you have an institution that been established in 2008. We have the structure. We pay taxes. We are registered under the laws of our country. Today, we are not received any assistance from any central government, not at all. How do you have a say in Liberian business? They look right now, there are committees being set up by the president to verify and to see how better they can talk about the prices in our country. It's a national issue. This is not something that you just going to walk in a store. We have a case that former President Taylor who said that the rate should drop from this. There are market forces that are responsible for that. So are we putting in mechanisms and market forces and making sure that we can be able to help this business here? People get there today to even sell free or goods from the port. It's a complete charade. There are high taxes today everywhere today. So we've been greatly affected, like when business being affected in all form and minor by all of the government, and Joseph Boaga government, there's no exception when it comes to that other part too. So we have been affected too. So they can provide subsidy to other business, they can school Boaga if they need be, but we'll also look forward to partner with central government also.
That's wonderful to hear. There is this Roman currently circulating in district number 4 that you are planning to contest or to unseat the current representative in not too distant future. How true it is, and what's your own involvement? Are you involved into any political activities or just humanitarian work and your normal businesses that you're running?
Wiki, you know, when you have people, right, who came as a result of simple majority, they have no establishment, and they brought a few bags of rice, and they got elected, right? So at the end of the day, you know my story, and you saw that we've been working with disadvantaged youth for many, many years who have never contested before. And they just want that little bad part that have to come over to us and say, oh, you know what, we want to distance ourselves from these kids. And as a result, because somebody is carrying a ESA, that we want to unseat them. So it's my constitutional right to contest in any one of the districts. From district number 1 to district number 17, I can tell you that if I contest in any one of the districts, I'm going to win and I'm going to be going victorious, right? But this is not us. Yeah, we've been working with these disadvantaged youth, we've been helping. Look, they just ended 26, right? We have huge batch, a little over 500 mothers who went in there that we gave them cash, we gave them rights, and we've been working with them. We have never swayed the vote of them, their mind. We never discussed any politics. But then I know that my mother today, my mother had been single mother, and my mother used to sell lotto at the main entrance of the National Port Authority. Lost my father at a tender age, and I don't want a kid that to see another mother going through this particular difficult time, and I'm in the position to help. I'm going to help. If one can say, oh, because I'm helping people in the community, I want to see them, then I will continue to help. But your major focus is that, hey, you should focus because the people elected you, they give you the mantle of authority to stay the affair of the district here. What are you doing today in the district? Are you just promising the people? Are you not living up to your promises that you have made today? Are you living up to it? Are you just going places and just making fabulous promises, then you're waiting at the 11th hour to come, then you're shifting blame? The narrative is that, are you doing well? When you do well, you won't have any issue that have to do with health or whether I'm contesting or I'm not contesting. But I can say to you that I have no intention to contest in any one of the given districts or so. We have a say, we have investment here in the length and breadth of this country. District number 4 is our heartbeat. We live here, I have property in district number 4, we have property in district number 6. Why is it that honorable that live in 6 right now, why is it that trouble? It should be more trouble because I live there and I have more establishment and more involvement with disadvantaged youth and the people who live in our community. But why is it that the representative in district number 4 is more trouble, is more focused when it comes to our own activity? We're not going to stop our support, and we're not going to stop our engagement. We're going to work with our people, the length and breadth of district number 4. Come what may, we have a massive program that we're going to be having, and we'll be launching soon and very soon, and we'll also have the Kool FM family coming there to cover that program also, so we can distance ourselves from our people.
Let me come to you on other issues of corruption. Past government being accused of corrupt individuals into the government cycle. This government, under the watchful eyes of Joseph Boaga, several persons, and what you see is suspension, people accused, and it have come to the point that nothing will be done. Your own kind of opinion about folks who have been alleged in the government, alleged the corrupt attitude, but then they just been suspended. Those cases and just partner up and nothing be done about that.
And just to add up, some of the folks, like my colleague said, who corruption allegations are on, are people who have also come to you for loan, and you granted them today. They are not in the position or off the position or stay in the position, but these allegations are on them. What do you think could be the root cause? They stay being paid heavily, but yet stay involved into these things.
Wiki or not, it's a beautiful question, one can say. You know, corruption is a systematic thing in our country. Yeah, it didn't start as a result of President Bwaka administration.
Certainly.
Yeah, you had a case that one of our presidents who obtained loan, at the end of the day, they say he fell in the water, right?
Yes,
so it's a national issue. People, even in our homes, there you have people who work with us, our maid, they are also involved in the corruption, because you work with people today, it's not just government cycle, right? You have somebody who is a maid, the person spend the weekend and going Friday, they're packing the children's clothes, they're packing things and just carrying it. That's a form of corruption also. So it's a national call to the president to see how best that, because we have found there are too many cases and reports from the LACC that have been forwarded to the president to see how best that he can be very swift. Because you came on the mantle of rescuing Liberia, and you can't keep doing the same thing continuously, right? Then you have the same result, like the political aspirant will say Cummings, Alexander Cummings. You will say, well, you need to have a different mindset when it comes to the fight of corruption. There are individuals today who, in the Bwaka administration, they are heavily involved in the corruption. I can see they are heavily involved in the corruption, and they may know well for this country yet. They just came as a result, just to reach yourself. They reach yourself, and this is now what when people went on that blazing sun for to see how best that they can elect to have the change of government. But you have elected people today, and you have the same cycle, and President Bwaka needs to step up again. And he's not just the kind of person, he's an older man we look for, he can come to the disco wisdom and understanding, and we see that it's a bit slow when it comes to the fight of corruption. I think it should be a national issue. It shouldn't be just targeting a particular particular individuals or group of people, but then you need to go beyond just prosecuting or calling the guys for investigation today. We want to say thumbs up to you, President Bwaka, but I think you need to do more in the fight against corruption in our country.
That's wonderful. The voice of the Chief Executive Officer of Bokanjida Group of Companies, Mr. Elton Jones, is here today. He accepted our invitation. We had a range of issues we'll be discussing. Let's come back to your own institution with all of what you're involved into, because we have seen folks who have done exactly what you're doing. Is there any political undertone in what you do today that tomorrow you might just reward yourself with some political seat?
Wiki, like I keep saying to you, right? We understand because the reason you have many people thinking and looking in that direction is as a result the way in which they got elected. They have no investment, they have no establishment, they have never assisted anybody without asking for assistance or reward, right? Because when you bring 12 bag arrests today, immediately after the 12 bag arrests today, I'm sitting at a place that I have too many influence. There are people that live in Bokanjile, there are people that live in Bunguna, Grena, who work in our office. We do business with the entire 73 lawmakers, the staffers, not the lawmakers, because they are well established, I can say to you, Kool. And we do business with some of the staffers. So by statute, we cover the length and breadth of this country. We provide also our own assistance to the SANO team also every year. We give them an amount that can help them to see how best that they can get qualified to come into Monrovia, right? So in SANO right now, there are mixed reports that people are saying that Elton want to contest today. You know, it's my constitutional right. Like I said, I can contest from district number 1 to district number 17. With the blessing of our people, I can win any one of the districts. So people should not be frightened. There's no political undertone. That we just want to rewrite the history that Liberian can do better in their own economy, and Liberian can strengthen the system. Our foreign brothers have come into this country. They are making headway, not because they are better or God bless them too much, or so, because why? We trade on the part of credibility, trustworthiness, honesty. We protect the identity. It's the first time to come on a national platform to actually call names. But when you have people who don't want to be quote unquote be responsible in making sure that they can pay their debt, everybody here can take me. Myself, I'm indebted to schools of learning guys that we take building material from. But then I'm committed to paying this particular guy back because I don't want to honor my. You have a cash-based society, right? That everything that you do in Liberia, you have to pay cash. So if you have a liquid cash society that everything you do is liquid cash, then you have to build your own reputation. You have to build your own reputation. You're standing that somebody can walk down the aisle and say, hey, I'm here, my name is Elton Jones. Can you give me a bottle of water? I'm going to pay the bottle. I'm going to pay the cash later, right? But many of our people here today, be it governmental people, private sector people, but they are not just sincere. They are very dishonest, I can say to you. Yeah, the least to think about is that there are schools of lawmakers today up Capitol Hill. They should not be around state power. They don't have the moral standing. They don't have that value that they should be called lawmakers, I can say to you.
Don't you think some of these allegations, they might come back fighting you and say, look, so this little man, because he's in a position now, we go to him, we send our star record. And what was the last message or engagement with the former speaker? And what did he say?
I said to you, Ricky, he told me that we have an impasse and that there are schools of some of the...
Now it's over.
There are schools of some of the colleagues who have tried to intervene to play their part in the entire issues. The likes of Honorable Dissing, Wawure Sibo, I know he wants his name to be called here, and Helen Ator also, she also played her own part to see how best that the former speaker can pay this cash. But then I think it's deliberate on the part of the former speaker not to pay us. I think have the propensity of one of mine like business. That's what we are here to say. Honorable Speaker, we have never been teleguided by any persons or so, but we just want you to do the honorable thing for yourself and for Liberian business to repay our cash that you told, that you instructed Mr. Hilary Kofa, who is a student of the Louis Arthur School of Law, who walked into our office, who took this cash here. And I will be able to file some of the information exchanges between here and I to you guys so you can be able to do it.
Okay, so folks, it's time we go to the lines. You listen to our guest here. He's here with one of his RT officer here. But let's go to the lines on 0775-919-919, 080-919-919. At the two numbers, you can call us on to be part of the conversation this morning. You listen to the Chief Executive Officer of Bokanjira Group of Companies, a Liberian, talking about exactly what's currently happening in Liberia and how Liberian businesses are struggling, and telling you that some officials of government who are currently serving in government in the past or probably in a particular position no longer there, but hugely indebted to the company, and is a serious problem. And he also calling for national government to also give support to Liberian-owned businesses. So what's your take? You listen to him there. Call us on 0775-919-919, 080-919-919. We'll talk to our first caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Wiki Bros. I'm Damon D. Johnson, calling from Summit and Community.
Good morning, Damon.
Wiki is deeply disappointing that former Speaker J. Fonaki Kofa, a sitting lawyer and a seasoned sitting lawmaker and a seasoned lawyer, cannot pay a debt of $12,000, which I think this is ethically troubling. I think this show irresponsible. He is very irresponsible because you cannot take up money from a company, which is send someone to take this money and you cannot pay this loan. I think this is how people bring their own businesses down. So we are calling on former Speaker J. Fonaki Kofa that he should be able for you to settle this debt with it. Thank you, and then thanks to the Bokanjira Group of Companies for everything they have done for Liberia and everything they continue to do for those residing in Liberia. Thank you.
Yeah, we say thank you also for participating this morning on the program. So let's take some more calls this morning. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Wiki.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm here today. I'm going to do join you from my daddy. Wiki, I understand the gentleman is understand pain. It's difficult, when you at the time of money, when you owe somebody, it's not easy. When you take a loan, the bank will be pressuring you. But then, on this show, we we should stop the kind of reason by really referring to the former speaker, irresponsible person. No, tell us to cross the line. I will see them would.
No, correction, please. Let me interject that he did not say irresponsible. He said those people who are responsible, and you can't handle your responsibility. You have committed yourself and not showing that.
He said that the former speaker is an irresponsible person. Just play the recording back.
Okay, he will respond to that, but let me take this caller on the line. Good morning. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The man who back there and help a lot of people in this country. I think my recommendation to this government, my own government, the government really need to give that particular group money because they're helping that of Liberia that doing business. After it's a credit that lawmakers will go there without trust and confidence, will give them that money. For this country, look, even where they fall up there, that is not wrong. Then you take somebody's money and you should pay the person at this time, and you get paid for me that you are an irresponsible person. You can't keep grading a businessman. The man want a profit. The man is living with a profit. The other people work for him. So you can't take the person money every day, you drain the person. That's an irresponsible behavior.
Let's focus on the.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go to other callers on the line this morning. Good morning.
Good morning once again. Restoring vow and information books.
Good morning.
What a shame. It's so shameful. A company like this is helping a normal citizen, not that dignitary citizen. With that position and things, you have all kinds of riches and things. We're supposed to be talking about the former people have such a business. But you taking such money from companies and you able to pay such a money? But the other people are still saying that we the citizens want to even vote them. You are trying to make a fear of that company to make the citizens look scary in our Liberian. Why? You need to try to pay this company. Let us go there too and do our 1 or 2. We can do that. It's not about responsible, irresponsible, no. It's so simple.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to say good morning to CEO Elton Jones. This is David Chia joining you from District 6 this morning. There's literally no staff who works Capitol building that does not know Elton Jones. This is one person who stands for credibility and integrity. And so this morning, it's not only this morning, but it has been my imagination ever since the time that he has been complaining that past and current lawmakers with credit from him and deliberately refuse to pay. Many of whom are in the position, and some of them will even dismiss their staff, but then will be aware that you are dismissing this person and it will cause problem for this man's business, and they will be aware of that and still go on to dismiss that staff. This is like the political aspect. I hear people saying, oh, even off the radio, the man has political ambition, the man like this, the man like that. Is that a problem? So this country, we have the idiosyncrasy of saying people who are not credible should be going to elected offices, while people who have a track record of credibility and service to the country, we don't want to afford them the opportunity. But when you businessman, you have an accomplishment, you go on the radio or somewhere you say you want to contest, they will stereotype you from the political thing about, don't get in politics, discourage these people. It's wrong. Public service should be given to people who have track record, people who have demonstrated excellence in private sector. So I don't want people to be, buffeting him with questions of, are you having a political interest? Also, if he has a political interest, I think he's demonstrated excellence in this country. Elton has helped people across the left.
Thank you. Let me talk to this caller. I'm turning over to you. Good morning. Move away from your radio.
Yeah, my name is Michelle Firman. I come from Odessa.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we're talking about the credit issue. There's no honoring over there. So long you take someone from it, that is your responsibility to pay that money back. So the honorable is responsible to pay this money back. Because I know every credit union has a mandate that you can follow. And if you fall into that, they'll pay those fees for the mandate. So I urge you to pay this money back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to Elton. Elton, you listen to the concern of the callers. Time not much in our favor. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to say a big thank you to all of the callers who took their precious time to call, right? And for us that we are non-political people, we concern our best that the Honorable Speaker, he just been flagged off because he's one of the eminent sons in our society. Then there are a couple of them. Right now, the husband to the representative Helen Ator, he managed and been appointed by Joseph Nwabwaka. He walked into our office, issued a central bank check, 5,000 United States dollars. Mr. Red deliberately refused to pay that man who had reached out to him. So how can you have these people working in government today? How? When you sit here today, because somebody have the person being considered as the political godfather or political master, then you come and say, oh, Bogani is here, he's attacking people, he calling names and referring to people being irresponsible. I didn't say that. You play a recording. Can't. There's no political honor to him. I have no interest to damage the good reputation of the speaker, but we are calling on him to say, Mr. Kofa, please do the honorable thing by paying our money. You owe us 12,500, like Brenda, 12,500 United States dollars. It took since last year, July. You instructed Mr. Hilary Kofa, who came into our office, the controller Brenda in my Zopi, is aware of this transaction. Your colleague Jason Wawuda Sibo is aware also. Look at the case of the former representative today, Tabarisa Tokro, who been appointed as a board member on the airport authority today by Joseph Nwabwaka. How can you have the men who have no morals today to even just sit on that place after you walk into our office with your property that you gave and you took 5,000 that you have never today passing in the district there, hoping that you can be re-elected today. So it beat our imagination. To even have the guys that are fighting our business and undermining today just us who have come all on this public glare to say, oh, this is what they're doing to us, right? But if you open the land, there are scores of businesses that they got walked to today. They are indebted heavily. Look at the National Port Authority. There are stars today who work who from the United Party, the likes of Abu Kamara also, who work in the PRO area. You have Henry Lomer also. These guys, they sit there. They talk about equity, they talk about transparency, but they are indebted. How can you come to our office, you sign up Bobby Bestman, who used to be the former barber to the president, who caught the president here also. You never worked before, you have never worked in any civilized society. Given you an opportunity to work today, but you take money from this Liberian company that you refuse today. We are not here to shame and to just disgrace people. No, our essence is that if you walk to our office today, you bring our money today, we clear you out. We don't want to be earlier and there. We're concerned because we have a backward trend on our business today. We should be making more progress today, but the political part that you listen to David who is saying that, hey, today our track record, like I said to you, I can boast, I tell you from this number 1 to 17, I can contest anywhere I win if I want to contest.
Mr. Jones, actually I'd like to say thank you for honoring the invitation, and we hope we can do the, and we can get involved in the business as usual to at least have some of the interactions, and we can have maybe the group inside Open Nigeria Group of Companies, a program that can be designed on this platform.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you as well.
Of one of their king's ladies, and this brought them, and the issue brought them on the street, and they were earlier on today at the LMP headquarters. They were earlier on today at the LMP headquarters.
For your clients and left me out. Well, no problem.
And then
So-
also our interns, so you can meet them too and then ask them about Bukan Jine, they will tell you. So thank you.
Thank you as well, folks.
Later,
So the boys of the chief executive
we are
officer of
currently at the
Company of Football will do
the
one
Ministry of
day
Transport
football,
in here where they are
and
passing by.
some of the previous leaders, but folks, this is it. This is the morning ride in this edition.
Where they are passing by.
All right. Okay. So, folks, we will shortly go to that before we call it a day on this edition of the morning ride. So let me take this. All right.
Striving of rebirth, more than a historical milestone, a testament to the strength of the people who have endured much, yet never lost faith in their ability to rise again and again. For me, this is not merely a diplomatic courtesy, it is also a personal homecoming, as has already been said. You have to call me a peace enforcer, as Dr. Abbas Blue and others later corrected themselves. I did walk the streets of White Plains, the Ghana's Monrovia, Freeport, and many other places I will not name here. Especially at night. This was as part of the ECOMOG contingent, and these were profoundly difficult moments. I looked into the eyes of people burdened by war, yet still searching for hope. Liberians. I remember those days with solemn clarity, when the war and the air was heavy and the nights were uncertain. I could sense endurance of a nation.